Hi, I'm Chad with Move for Guitar. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to play drop 2, diminished 7th chord inversions, starting on the 6th string. First off, if you'd like to get the diagrams for the chords that are in this lesson, you can click the link on the screen and download our Intermediate and Advanced Chords eGuide for free. And it contains all the chords in this lesson plus many more, so it'll be a really useful eGuide to you. Get a lot of mileage out of it and use it for years to come. And as I'm filming this right now, it's not available yet. I'm still working on it, so if it's not available yet, just watch out for it. It'll be available soon. But don't worry, you don't need it to follow along with this lesson because all the chords I'm going to show you, the diagrams will be on the screen as I go through them. So don't worry about it if it's not available yet. You can still follow along in this lesson. So I'm going to show you drop 2 diminished 7th chord inversions starting on the 6th string. So the strings you'll be fretting will be the 6th string, the 5th string, the 4th string, and the 3rd string with each one of these inversions. And I'm not going to dive into explanation about drop chords or give much theory about diminished chords. I'll have other lessons that dive into that. I want to keep this lesson really simple, just show you these shapes so you can get them under your fingers and start using them right away. And then I'll have other lessons that actually dive into the theory for those who need it. And I'm going to play each one of these inversions up the fretboard, and as I do, there'll be a diagram on the screen that shows you what inversion I'm playing. And in that diagram, it's going to show you the intervals of the chord. It's not going to show you the fingerings that I'm using. And that's because at this level, if you're learning more advanced chords like these are, you should be at a place where you're able to figure out the fingerings that work best for you. And what works best for you might be different than what works best for me because everyone's hands are different. And also the playing situation a lot of times will determine the best fingerings to use. So that's why the diagrams are going to show you the intervals, not the fingerings. And I'm going to play each one of these as a G diminished 7th. And I'm doing them as G just because they fall in a nice place on the fretboard. I can start here in root position, play up to 3rd inversion without having to double back. I can just play straight up in a line. That's the only reason I'm playing them as G, but these are movable shapes. There's no open strings, so these shapes are going to stay the same no matter what key you're playing in. So I'm going to start with G diminished 7th in root position. So those are drop 2 G diminished 7th chords starting on the 6th string. And I'm sure you noticed that as I played each one of those inversions that the shape of the chord stayed the same. And that's something unique about symmetrical chords, which a diminished 7th chord is. That's that the shape stays the same. And with diminished 7th chords, they move in minor thirds. So you play the one shape and you move up by 3 frets every time and just keep the same shape. And like I said, I'm not going to dive into the theory behind that in this lesson. I just wanted to point that out since it'd be pretty obvious to you as you're watching it. But that's something to understand about diminished 7th chords. The shape stays the same, you just move up in minor thirds, and then you're on to the new inversion. So practice these starting in root position, play to 3rd inversion, back down. And then something that's important with diminished 7th chords is to play them in a more random order, because if you just play them up and down in order, you're really going to build muscle memory based on that. It's really easy just to hold the shape and build the muscle memory and play in minor thirds without thinking about it. But it's really important to be able to visualize where each one of these inversions starts. So you need to play them in a random order so that you're able to visualize each one of these inversions without just relying on muscle memory. And then once you can do them as G diminished 7, move them to the other keys. And be sure to download the eGuide that I mentioned. And also be sure to subscribe because we have at least one new lesson every day.